you so much for joining me on my program once again. I appreciate you wherever you're joining me from. I say good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Accept my greeting according to your time zone. If you have not subscribed to my channel, please kindly subscribe to my channel. Click the notification bell so that you'll be notified each time I upload a video. You can be among the first to receive it. Then go to the comment section at all times. Leave your comment, drop your contribution. If you have suggestions, make it out there. If you have any criticism, put it down on the comment section. It will make us to get better, presenting you a better program.
Why the youths of Nigeria were protesting? Why the youths of Nigeria were protesting for SARS to be disbanded? They created another faction to infiltrate that main one, and they began to sing a different song. And before you know it, they unleash mayhem on people. They begin to attack. They blackmail the original intention, and before you know it, they use that one as an excuse to bring in their military and begin to take the life of innocent people. They have played this game over and over again. They play it over and over again. And the whole world is watching. And when they play this game, their media will follow that same line of thought they have. They will begin to change narrative, use their media to change the narrative. And before you know it, every media will key into it. You and I were here when the media began to blackmail the people who come out for MSAS, saying that they were looting, they were doing this, they were destroying houses, they created a different narrative against people who were fighting for a legitimate right, and their media supported them. The CNN came on board and released the real story. All hell break loose. They even went to the extent of sanctioning threatening the CNN with a sanction during the MSAS. And yet, with all these fraudulent acts, with all these information available, yet somebody will be somewhere still believe on this very contraption that is going to work. Somebody will be somewhere still believe that your petitions against Simon and your calls is going to work. And the last straw that breaks the camel back is for you to descend so low to begin to forge a letter against Finnish government. You forge a letter and you begin to circulate that Simon Ekpa have been sanctioned. And you saw the responsible government come out to tell you that, hey, we didn't do such a thing. We never did, and we will never do such. They responded. You think that every government is as foolish as yours? There are still governments of the world that respect the rights of their citizens. Every government of the world cannot be like the UK, who doesn't value the life of their citizens. Because if they value the lives of citizens, we will not be today protesting, sitting at home or crying for the release of Mazen Nandekam, because they are among the decision makers in the zoo. The UK, they make decisions in the zoo, they decide what happened. Today, you see how they have taken up the front line of calling for election, even when their own citizen is illegally detained against the court order to release him. If they meant well, they should have used that as a leverage and tell us, if you want to have this election, release this man. As if that is not enough. We have told them, if you want things to change, release our Supreme Namazen Nandekam. That is the only simple condition we have given them. Not in the secret, in the open. They rejected it. Instead, you are busy planning to kidnap another person. And you think that the world is not watching. You think that the people of the world are not seeing what is happening. Even no matter how criminal-minded the governments of the world are, there are still people, individuals, who are watching, who cannot fall into that very devilish line of thought. You cannot criminalize freedom fighting. Neither can you criminalize a freedom fighter. You can only give him a bad name, give the dog a bad name to kill it. You cannot only blackmail him, send in your propaganda, call him different kinds of names. But you cannot criminalize freedom fighting, and you cannot criminalize a freedom fighter. You can't. All the name calling, we have seen it in time and time again. We have seen it for a very long time. Even our spring Mazen Nandekano, who most of them praise today, most of them in that zoological property, they are praising Mazen Nandekano today as somebody who will take a different direction, as somebody who was lenient all this while, as somebody who has been intelligent. He is following it accurately, not like Master Simon Epa. But while he was with us, they blackmailed him. They called him a manner of name. There is no kind of derogatory name that you call Mazen Nandekano. But simply today, because he's in their nets, and someone else is piloting the affair of Biafra, and they are singing a different song, thinking that they're going to confuse the Biafran people. We have crossed the Rubicon. And in a few days, you begin to see it clearer. Every Biafran that is watching me in Biafra land, prepare yourself. Get prepared. Take serious every information you are hearing from this platform. If you have not followed Mazi Simon Ekpa on Twitter, open your Twitter account and go and look for Mazi Simon Ekpa on Twitter and follow him. Update is coming at 8. Once you follow him, retweet every single tweet he tweets, retweet it. The world is watching. The whole world now is focused on Mazi Simon Ekpa, what he does, what he says, and what he's about to do. The only support you and I is going to give him is to follow instructions, obey every single instruction, follow him on all platforms, more especially Twitter. Retweet every tweet he tweets. We have to hold his hand up so that he doesn't get weak. We have to help him, support his hand, to hold his hand up so that he doesn't get weak. The challenges he's facing are enormous. He's not a little. He's facing a great challenge. As a human, sometimes his hand might be weak. But if we continue to support his hand and hold it up, just as Joshua was supported, he's not going to be weak until we get to Biafra. Every one of us should continue to give their support until we get to Biafra. We are going to have another fundraising by tomorrow. Join the fundraising. And the fundraising of Biafra that is coming up tomorrow, every one of you must be there. This is not the time to play around. We have gotten to that very moment that we are talking about. That very time that Mazen Nandekano spoke about. If you know that you are ready to dance in the street like never before, if you know you are ready to dance the dance of freedom, be there at the fundraising tomorrow and make your contribution. Make your contribution. Today, everything you are donating, every contribution you're making, you will see where it goes. It is going to the right source. We are preparing for things that are coming. A lot is going to happen. A lot is about to happen. It doesn't matter whether you believe it or you don't believe it. That is your own business. But I tell you, your belief or unbelief cannot change anything. Your belief on Biafra or unbelief cannot change anything. As it stands today, we are standing 101% behind Mazi Simon Ekpa, and the whole Biafrans are standing behind him. And the Biafrans have spoken and said they are not going to participate in any electoral process in Biafra land. That is a collective word that we have spoken collectively. And it doesn't matter what anybody says or what anybody thinks. That word stands. Honorable Nwanne agba n'ọsọ. Honorable Nwanne agba n'ọsọ. Honorable Nwanne agba n'ọsọ. Listen to the voice of reason. Our spokesperson, Mazi Simon Ekpa, has put everything on the line. The same way Mazi Nandekano have put everything on the line. You that is watching me, what risk are you ready to take for Biafra? You that is watching me, what risk are you ready to take for your freedom? Freedom doesn't come cheap. It comes with great sacrifice. Sometimes it's a very grievous sacrifice. It doesn't come cheap. There's always a price to pay for freedom. If anybody tells you that freedom is being handed out, no, nobody's going to hand you out freedom. That is why each time you hear about people getting their freedom, you hear fighting for their freedom. It's about fight. You need to fight for it to get it. That is why today we have taken up that challenge. We have taken up that decision. The Biafran people made that decision for themselves. We were not forced. It is a wise decision and it worth it. Freedom is costly. No amount is too much to pay for freedom. No sacrifice is too much for freedom. Let alone when we are talking about the freedom of the unborn generation. You must sit up any place you are. As long as you're a Biafran, sit up. Sit up. Sit up and answer the call of duty. Duty have called. You owe your nation that sacrifice. Our fathers have fought their own. They fought during their own time. They fought gallantly until they were deceived. And it was said, no victor, no vanquish. And the war continues. Today, that secret war is about to be made open. But the joyful thing is that it's not going to be like the one you have heard about in the past. It is not going to be like 1967, and it's not going to last for too long. It's going to be as short as you don't expect. The miracle of Biafra is going to surprise everybody. The most important thing today for us is that every Biafran must stay awake. Stay awake. Don't get distracted. Stay awake. Stop lying to yourself. Stop lying to yourself, you that is watching me, and you're still doubting. Stop lying to yourself. The only thing you have to look at to decide your fate today is that zoological republic. Look at what is happening in all the zones. The Biafran people itself are even calm. They are not acting yet. But in every zone in that contraption, you will hear people speak out. You will hear the shout of the vote of people that they do not want any political deception in their area. That fraud they call election, people are shouting and saying they don't want that fraud in their side. They don't want to be part of the fraud. We have seen videos emerge on different places, even areas that doesn't belong to Biafra. The Oduduwa people are speaking loud. They don't want to participate in the political process. They don't want to be part of it. Just as the Biafrans are deciding their own political process. And as I told you before, sitting at home, non-participation is also a political process. Get that into your head. So when somebody is telling you that you must be part of it, we are part of it, but our own political process is that we will not participate in their own kind of political process. Our own political process is to stay away from their election, to sit at home. That is our own political process that we want to embark on, which will lead us to a referendum, and the whole world will be on the ground to watch us take our decision. We have been only speaking for a very long time. We talk and talk and talk, but this is the time for us to put our word to action. And we must be ready to resist the devil. We must be ready to resist resistance. Resistance. It is something that we must do. We must resist the devil at this time. Resist every attack. Resist every blackmail. Resist every hindrance. Resist every obstacle. We must resist them. If you don't resist them, you will live to regret it. This opportunity comes once in a lifetime. This kind of opportunity, it comes once in a lifetime. So many people had the opportunity to fight during the Biafran War are not around today. Another opportunity have presented itself for us to free ourselves and get our freedom. So as many as are available today, grab that opportunity and prepare a nation for your unborn generation. If you refuse to do it now, your generation might not be able to come out of it. And that is why we have taken up that challenge. Because it is the appointed time. It is the appointed time. And I assure you that victory is sure. There's no doubt about it. There's no doubt about it. Victory is sure. When you see that the language, see the way things are going now, the language is changing. The language of the enemy is changing. The language is changing. They are no longer underrating us. They are no longer underestimated. They are in confusion. They are in confusion. They are even fighting themselves now. The Mr. Nobody have now brought into it has now become an they are preparing ground for an international stage for discussion. That is where it is headed. Preparing stage for an international stage that we end it all. Because it is not going to be like business as usual. They have understood the language properly. When Simon ever came on board, and Mazen Nande kind of spoke about the new dimension. Here it comes. We are now in a dimension where things are going to begin to happen. The restoration of Biafra, the restoration dimension, wide open. And there's nothing that can change it. Biafra is coming faster than we expected. Except you are lying to yourself, except you are telling lies to yourself. If you are truthful to yourself and you still have some common sense in you, you will see Biafra. I appreciate everybody that have joined me on this very platform today and have been patient up to this time. I say, may Chukwu Okokabiyama continue to guide and protect you. As many as have contributed in one way or the other on this platform today, as many as have shared this very video, you are going to see Biafra. If you are from Olulua land, you are going to see Oduduwa. If you are from the Middle Belt, you will see freedom. If you are from any part of the world and you are part of this very program today and you shared it, you will see freedom in your lifetime. No weapon formed of action against you shall prosper. Everybody in Biafra land, I pray that Chukwu Okokabiyama will keep all of us safe to meet very, very soon. We are going to get our freedom. If you're in Biafra land, pay attention to the time that we are in. Pay attention to the dates that have been given. Obey those dates. And all will be well with you. It is for your own good. It is not out of hatred. It is not out of wickedness. It is for your own good, for your future. Obey those dates that have been mentioned from 23 to 28. Keep them to heart. Prepare yourself. Get food stock around you so that you don't have a need to be going outside and troubling yourself. Don't expose yourself to danger. Don't put yourself in harm's way because they're going to come. As usual, they cannot go after the ESN. They always go after the innocent citizens. That is why we are warning you. Stay away. Keep the coast clear for them and the ESN. And let us see. Allow the ESN to defend you. Allow the Army of Liberation to defend you. They are going to come out. It is not maybe. They are going to come out. It is certain that the Army of Liberation is coming out. So don't put yourself in harm's way. Chukwu Okokabiyama is going to keep every one of us safe. And I bet you we will all see Biafra. I appreciate everyone who has joined me. And I say, may Chukwu Okokabiyama guide and protect you. May Chukwu Okokabiyama guide and protect every Biafran, every Oduduwan, every Middle Beltan, every genuine person that is seeking for freedom. May Chukwu Okokabiyama guide and protect all our media warriors. May Chukwu Okokabiyama guide and protect the Umuada who are doing great job. May Chukwu Okokabiyama guide and protect our ESN, the Liberation Army. May Chukwu Okokabiyama guide and protect them and secure them. Build a wall around them that no weapon of the enemy will penetrate them. May Chukwu Okokabiyama continue to guide and protect all the armed groups that are genuinely fighting for the struggle, fighting for freedom. May Chukwu Okikabia guide and protect them. May Chukwu Okikabia guide and protect our spokesperson, Master Simon Ekpa. Guide him, protect him, secure him, give him more wisdom, give him more mental toughness, give him more inspiration to continue to work for us until we get into Biafra. May Chukwu Okikabia continue to guide and protect everybody that is genuinely fighting for freedom. May Chukwu Okikabia guide and protect our supreme leader, Mazen Nnamdi Kanu, wherever he is. We cover him with the presence of Chukwu Okikabia. We surround him with the fire of Chukwu Okikabia. No weapon formed or fashioned against Mazen Nnamdi Kanu shall prosper. No poison placed in his body shall have effect. I appreciate every one of you who has been patient with me up to this very minute. I will see you again tomorrow by the special grace of Chukwu Okikabia. Thank you so much and stay blessed. See you. Bye-bye.